Howdy everybody, my name's Jason and today I'm going to be showing you how to add a skin layer to your drawings, like the one you see right here. So this little house started out as just this line drawing, more or less. So what I'm going to be showing you today is how to create the skin that goes over it. This is going to be broken up into 3 parts. Now if you haven't seen my video on how I drew this little house, and you don't understand perspective, you can go ahead and click on the link in the description and watch that video and then jump right back into this one. Alright, so we have our drawing of our house. So what we want to do first is we want to find the textures that we're going to overlay over our drawing. So the first one we're going to do is the brick. So I already have a brick texture pulled up. I just did a Google search for brick texture and I found what I wanted. So I'm going to go ahead and copy that and paste them into Photoshop. Then we can shrink them down. And I'm just using the transform tool to shrink them down, which is Control T, or on a Mac it's Command T. And we just want them to be the same height as this cube that the house is within. So we'll hit enter, and then we're going to copy that because we're going to want to reuse this brick. Paste it, and then we'll just turn that layer off for now. Come back down to our original layer. We're going to use the transform tool once more, and we're going to right click and go to distort. And then what we want to do is we want to line this brick up with our perspective. Just like that. We want to make sure that these 2 lines are going up and down, vertical. And we'll hit enter. And then let's bring down the opacity so we can see our house underneath it. And then using the lasso tool, we are going to cut away the unwanted sections. We also want to cut away inside this doorway. Now we can turn that opacity back up, and we can come back up to our second layer and turn it on, and we're going to do the same thing but on the other side of our house. So we'll use the transform tool, distort, and then we want to line them up with our cube. I need to see the edge of that guy. Alright, go back into our transform tool, distort. Let's just have them follow that perspective line. Awesome. Now we're going to use our lasso tool again, and we are going to cut away the unwanted area. And we're just following that bottom roof line right there. Go delete. And then we want to also delete this area. Alright. Now we can turn that opacity back up. And now there's 2 more things we have to do. We have to do the inside of this doorway, and we also need to do this chimney. So we'll paste once more, and we're just going to take sections of this brick. So we'll go Control X, and that will cut out a section. And then we want to go Control V, paste it onto a new layer. Then we can turn that layer off. So let's grab our new brick, and let's bring this layer beneath all of our other brick layers. And we'll line them up at the bottom of our doorway. So now we'll use the transform tool, and we'll go distort, and then we just want to line our bricks up with this line down at the bottom of our doorway. And then this guy, this upper line up here, wherever your line is, if your line ends down here, then it just needs to be pointing out towards our point. So this guy is about pointing towards our point. And let's make sure that that line is vertical. This line right here. Hit enter. And then we're going to cut away, or actually let's just erase away the unwanted areas. Just like that. Alright. Next, we're going to do our chimney. So let's turn on this layer again, and we'll cut another piece out of it. Control X, or oops, let's come up to the layer. Control X to cut it out, or if you're on a Mac, it's going to be Command X. Then we can turn that layer off and paste our piece in. We'll use the transform tool and distort. And then we just want to line up this brick with our drawing. Now let's do the same for the other side quickly, and we'll just repaste our piece back in. And with this, we don't want it to line up that way, because that would look funny. What's happening is that chimney is coming all the way down into the house. And so what we need to do is we need to make sure the perspective is going off in that direction. But then what we're going to do is we're going to just erase away this area at a diagonal angle. Like so. Now the last thing we want to do is we want to add shadows to our house so that it has more of a three-dimensional look. So what we'll do is we're going to start with this layer, and we're going to come up to hue and saturations, and we're going to bring the darkness down on it. And my hue and saturations layer is above all the other ones, so once we're done doing this, we can drag it down. I think about there is good. So let's grab that layer and bring it right above this layer. Now, this layer we don't want any shadow on it. The next layer, we do want shadow on it because it's on this side, the same side as this wall. So we're going to add a new hue and saturation layer above it. Whoops, we need to select it first and then add a new hue and saturation layer. And then we'll bring down the darkness. About there looks good. And then we'll do the same for our chimney wall. So we'll select that one and we'll bring down the darkness. Now go ahead and jump on over into part 2 and we can finish this up.